Hi, I'm Alistair Atkin from Atkin Guitars. Welcome to our YouTube channel. Thanks for watching. Today we're going to be doing a video that a lot of people have been asking for. Two really popular models, aren't they? And I don't think there's probably a better comparison video than something like this, like an Essential D and a D37. Is everything that people want to know about which, is it mahogany or is it rosewood? And hopefully this will help you find out. I personally usually go for a rosewood guitar. Whenever I pick up a mahogany guitar, I love it. Yeah. What about you? Have you got a preference?
Subconsciously, I think mahogany, because after many years of owning lots of guitars, when I was making a list of what I own, I thought, blimey, they're all mostly mahogany back and sides.
Really?
Yeah, across all the different guitars. So so I made it right by getting some rosewood guitars, obviously. But yeah, I think I lean towards mahogany back and sides more often than not.
Interesting. Interesting. Hey, well, Paul's going to play a few tunes. We're going to do some back-to-back stuff so you can hear direct comparisons of the two guitars. Right, so these two guitars, they both have the same tops, both baked Sitka. We bake all of our wood in-house. All of the bracing is baked as well. That's European red spruce on the top and the back. That gives us ultimate stability in a situation where these guitars are traveling all over the world. Guitars will move and tops and backs and neck angles do change, but trying to sort of make that work in a way that the guitar is stable, but also the way we build guitars, they're thinner than most guitars. They're not as heavy, and there is a compromise. And you either compromise on sound, or you compromise on some of the structural sort of longevity that
integrity of it.
And I think these sorts of guitars are designed to be taken apart. So if a guitar needs a neck reset, it's very easy to do. They're bolt-on necks. They've got double action truss rods. So a neck can come off and be ready to go in like, I don't know, 3 hours after a neck reset. So it really shouldn't be a concern in the way that perhaps resetting an old Gibson is, that it becomes a major job. So we've designed that into it to make these guitars as easy to use as possible. So the OM37 has Indian rosewood back and sides. It's got this lovely zipper back strip. It's got a mahogany neck with our special volute. It's got Indian rosewood head veneer and ebony fingerboard and bridge. The fingerboard is inlaid with sort of a mixture of snowflake and diamond inlays, which again is classic. The bridge has got a bone saddle and also bone bridge pins with an abalone dot. The thing I think loads of people love about a 37 is the herringbone.
Yeah.
And it's classic, and it looks really slick. It doesn't look gaudy. Well, it doesn't to me anyway.
No.
Do you ever get that feeling?
No, I think it's nice and subtle.
Yeah. And you've just seen so many great pictures of people using it. Like Leadbelly used a guitar very much like this, didn't he?
Yeah.
So that is the 37. Both guitars are finished in our aged nitrocellulose, which is super thin. And they've both got a tortoiseshell pickguard made out of celluloid, made in the Atkin Guitars workshop. So that's the OM37. Now the Essential OM is slightly different. The biggest difference is it's got mahogany back and sides. Now mahogany has been a tone wood for 100, 200 years. It's something that is revered, but it's always been considered to be the cheaper tone wood between Indian rosewood and mahogany. But mahogany is becoming sought after as well, so it's by no means a cheap alternative. It's just a different sound, and some people love the mahogany sound, other people go for the rosewood, and some people want to own both. So here's a good opportunity to hear the two together. On this also, you don't have the herringbone, but you've got a really subtle black, white purfling, and also a tortoiseshell binding. The tortoiseshell binding, I think, it's subtle, isn't it?
Yeah.
But you can just see the fleck in the tortoiseshell, and it looks really classic. The back strip on these, it's just got a little ebony back strip that's about, I don't know, something like 0.6 of a millimetre thick. So it defines the centre of the guitar, but it's not something that stands out in a big way. What you get on an Essential is a more standard volute and neck carve on the back. Now I have heard people mention in some of our videos that they like to use those capos that sort of sit up here.
Yeah.
I can't remember what they're called. Do you remember what they're called?
I think the original term was yoke capo.
A yoke capo.
So it's a U shape,
right,
with the wheel behind it.
Yeah.
And then they can just shove
slide
behind
it.
the,
And so I think for some people who use those, and I think there are quite a lot of bluegrass players out there who permanently keep a capo on their guitar, and they just sit behind the nut, I think, and they can slide them up and down. Some people think that doesn't work that well on a 37 volute. But you can order a 37 with this neck profile as well, so whatever works for you. It's got an ebony fingerboard and bridge, ebony bridge pins. It's also got pearl dot inlays. And again, that's very vintage appropriate. It's got the Goto tuners, which we age in-house. And both guitars have our Art Deco Atkin decal, which I think on a guitar like this really fits in. You can put a pearl inlay on the top, but I think if you design a decal well, it looks timeless as well. So that's something that I think sets these off really nicely. Rosette-wise, they've got slightly different rosettes. This has a simpler rosette. So basically the Essential is probably a simpler looking guitar.
Yeah.
And traditionally they were the cheaper guitar with less frills. But as I said before, there's loads of players who this is their go-to. So that's the OM37 and the Essential OM. Both worth a try. So if you like these, check out our dealer list. It's on the website. We're shipping to America. We've got dealers all over America. Lots of dealers in Europe, in the UK, Australia, South Korea. These two are going to Sin Guitars in Thailand. First two guitars going to Thailand, so that's exciting. So yeah, if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Tell all your friends, keep watching. Thank you for spending your time with us. Paul's going to play some fingerstyle to see us out of this video. Thank you very much.